everybody! Today we're going to be learning more about nonfiction text features, and we're going to be writing them down from a real nonfiction textbook, just like how we did yesterday, but instead of a scavenger hunt, we're going to be writing them down in a notebook. So let's go over our learning goal first though, okay? So everyone say, I can write down the nonfiction text features I find in a nonfiction book. Awesome, good job guys. So we learned a lot about nonfiction text features, and today we're going to read another book and write them down. So you're going to need a piece of paper, whether it be a journal, a notebook, just a blank piece of paper, whatever you have is fine, okay? So pause it, go get a piece of paper and a pencil. You need a pencil too, okay? Alright, awesome. Now that you have your supplies, I want you to write on the top of your paper, nonfiction text features. So take some time to do that right now. Alright, now that you finished writing nonfiction text features, I want us to just review them really quick so that you guys can remember them in your brain. So here is what we made a couple days ago. So here are some nonfiction text features that we need to be on the lookout for, alright? So we have the table of contents, title page, headings, labels, illustrations and photographs, index, caption, graphs, maps, and a glossary. Alright, so if you need to take some time to review that, you can go back to the earlier videos, but today we're just going to be looking for these nonfiction text features in a book. Alright, so the book that we're reading today is Polar Animal Adaptations by Lisa J. Amstutz. So polar animals are animals that live in the polar area, so whether it be in the Antarctica, in the South Pole, or in the North Pole in the Arctic. Alright, so we're going to be reading this book about different animals and how they have adaptations, how they adapt and change how they live to be able to live in places where it's really, really cold. So they're adapting to where they live so that they can survive, so that they can eat, and so they don't get too cold because it's really cold up there. Alright, let's start. And we're on the lookout for text features, okay? So if we see a text feature, then you gotta say, Miss Penelope, I see a text feature. What is this called? This is the table of contents. Awesome! It's telling us the different chapters, the different headings, and what page to find it on. So if we want to know what to wear, what animals wear, we can go to page 6. If we want to know how the polar body parts work, we can go to page 16. So this is a table of contents. So what I want you to do is you're going to write a number 1 on your paper, and then we found a table of contents. So write down table of contents. And if you want to, you can draw a picture of a table of contents. You can copy this picture. If you want to, you can pause it and copy this. So that you have a picture right here under table of contents. Alright? Okay, we're going to keep reading and try to see if we can find more nonfiction text features. Whoa, I see 2 nonfiction text features. So I want you to look at this page and try to find what they are. That is a heading. We found a heading. Remember, headings are at the tops of pages and they tell us what the rest of the book is going to be about. Headings are typically big. They typically look cool like this. They have fun colors. They look bolded. So we have found a heading. This heading says life at the poles. So we are going to write down that we found a heading. So under number 2, write down heading. like that. And you can draw a picture of a heading. You can draw a picture of this page right here with the heading on the top, with it being really, really big and bolded. Okay, after you drew a picture for heading, I want you to look here and try to find the second text feature on this page. It's a photograph. Here, somebody took a camera and took a photograph of this really cool picture of the penguins. So for number 3, we need to write down photograph. Now, do we draw photographs? Somebody draw this? No, somebody took it with a camera. So I'm actually going to draw a picture of a camera. So if you want to draw a picture of a camera, that is totally fine. That's a great idea. All right, let's keep reading and see if we can find any more text features. So far, we found 3. What to wear? Some polar animals wear fur coats to keep warm. A musk ox wears 2 fur coats. The bottom coat is soft and warm, and the top coat is shaggy and long. The Arctic fox's coat is the warmest of any animal. When the fox gets chilly, it sits on its furry tail like a cushion. Then it tucks in its nose to stay warm. Did you know that polar bears have hollow hair? Hollow means there's nothing inside. So their hair is like this. It's like a tube where it's hollow. There's nothing in the middle. So tube-shaped fur traps heat in the middle. So their hairs are like this, and then the heat can go there. They can go in the middle so that they can keep the hair nice and warm so that they don't get too cold in Antarctica or the Arctic places. All that heat soaks into the bear's black skin. Polar bears have black skin. Under that hair, it's black. The white is just the hair. So why black? The dark color is the best at holding in heat. Snowy owls change colors by the season. Their white winter feathers match snow. Brown summer feathers match plants and rock on the tundra. One of the owl's prey, the lemming, turns colors too. It changes from brown to white, just like the owl. An adult owl eats up to 5 lemmings each day, if it can find them. Penguin chicks have fuzzy down feathers to stay extra warm on land. As the chicks become adults, they grow waterproof feathers to hunt in the icy ocean. Another bird, the ptarmigan, grows its own fuzzy slippers. Its feathery feet keep it warm when walking on the cold tundra. How else do polar animals stay warm? Blubber! Ringed seals have a layer of fat called blubber under their skin. So underneath their skin, they have a layer of fat that's called blubber. Blubber keeps the seals warm and helps them float on top of the water. A bowhead whale's blubber is about 18 inches thick. Bowhead whales live in cold water all year long. Polar body parts. Arctic hares don't need earmuffs to keep their ears warm. Their ears are short and furry. Longer ears would get too cold and would suffer frostbite. Although their ears are short, Arctic hares are bigger than other hares. Their large body size holds in heat. So this is the hare. A hare looks almost like a rabbit. Many polar animals have big feet to help them walk on snow without sinking down. A wolverine's big paws act like snowshoes. A reindeer's wide hooves are also good for walking on snow. More than that, they help the reindeer dig under the snow for food. That's a reindeer. This is a real reindeer though. Walrus tusks look like giant teeth, but they aren't made for chewing. Walruses use their tusks to climb out of the water, chop holes in the ice, and fight. People put antifreeze in their cars. It keeps the water inside from freezing. Atlantic cod make their own antifreeze. It keeps them from turning into frozen fish sticks in the icy ocean. The wood frog has special blood too. As the frog freezes, its heart and breathing stop. In the spring, it thaws out again, good as new. Polar animal behavior. The Arctic ground squirrel snoozes through the coldest part of the year. It hibernates for up to 8 months. It is one of the few polar animals that hibernate. Many polar animals migrate to warmer places in winter. The Arctic tern flies from the Arctic to the Antarctic each year. Then it flies back. It can fly more than 1,000,000 miles in its lifetime. From colored feathers to white hooves, polar animals are experts at living in the cold. Adaptations help polar animals survive in the icy Arctic and Antarctic areas. This chart shows polar adaptations mentioned in this book. Here's a chart. Ooh, what's that? That's a nonfiction text feature that we learned about. That is a glossary. Remember, glossary tells us some hard words and it tells us what they mean. So here it says adaptation. Maybe we forgot what adaptation means. Maybe we don't know. Oh, it tells us. Adaptation is a change that an animal goes through to fit with its environment. So the polar animals adapt so that they can live in the cold areas. Or another definition, another meaning that maybe we didn't know, blubber. Oh yeah, blubber is that thick layer of fat under the skin of an animal. So glossary is another text feature that we need to write on our paper. So write number 4 and then write glossary. And if you want to draw a picture of a glossary, you can maybe write the definition of adaptation and write that down. Or write down what blubber means. Alright? And then this is just more things that you can read about Antarctic animals or Arctic animals. Some internet sites. And then here, our last page, we have another nonfiction text feature. This is an index. So an index shows us many different words that are in the book and where we can find that information. And sometimes it's many different pages. So we just learned about blubber. Look, here's blubber. We can go to pages 14 and 15 if we want to read it more about blubber. If you look at this and say, I want to learn about polar bears. I'm going to go to polar bears. Oh, they're on pages 8 and 9. So how you can use an index is by finding certain words where you want to learn some more information about. So that is our 5th and last nonfiction text feature. Number 5 is index. And you can draw a picture of this index. You can copy this index if you want to. It looks like this. And they use commas between different pages so that we know which pages to look at. All right, that's the end of the book. Awesome job, guys. We found 5 different text features. That's awesome. All right, guys, see you later. Bye.